Welcome to the banks of the Red Cedar, East Lansing, home of the Michigan State Spartans, where the fans have been ready for hours in anticipation of this big one we have coming up. A Big Ten showdown is coming, conference implications aplenty that could resonate for the rest of the season. As we'll see a team looking for its first win, the Washington Huskies, taking on the #1 team in the land, the Michigan State Spartans. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Washington likely to try to boot it deep to get things started. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. So the Michigan State Spartans offense takes the field. And this guy is a big-time star. Just an electricity follows him onto the field.
He's a workhorse too, Reese. This is a definition of a bell cow running back. He can carry the load for his offense and put his football team on his back.
Finds the tight end. And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chain.
Really nice job on that throw, just giving his guy an opportunity to catch the ball. It kind of reminds me about Bill Burke, a guy I played against back in the Citrus Bowl when I was playing. He was throwing to Plaxico Burress, and he just kept putting the football in Plax's range. We just couldn't stop the two of them. They went up and down the field on us all day long throwing it. If you just give your guy a chance like he did right there, I don't know if this defense can stop it.
The pull and throw off the RPO. And that defense doesn't allow a cutback, and they get him out of bounds after a short gain. This new Big Ten is balanced and deep, and you're not going to get many mulligans. You're going to need to get off to a quick start.
And it's going to be a physical grind ahead. You look at the schedule for these teams, it's brutal. Each and every week, you're going to get tested. So it's important they get off to a really fast start. They've got to come out, take everything they did on the practice field this offseason, and let these guys go play.
Yeah, and you got to let it rip, man, because that's always your first goal, right? We talk about conference championships, winning your conference, and then it gets you to where you need to go. So looking forward to getting...
Got a lot of running room. Almost took it all the way there, but it's a huge gain, and they're set up with a first and goal. If you don't tip the scales at 3 bills, stay on the sidelines. Big boys in the goal line D. They'll try to blast their way in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Spartans. Well, that couldn't have gone any better.
It's so great for an offense to come out right out of the gate and score a touchdown on your opening drive. It just helps the offense establish that rhythm that is so important. It'll be interesting now to see how this offense does the remainder of this contest.
And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. So the Washington Huskies offense will take the field for the first time. And there's no doubt, guys, we will be focused on these 2 star playmakers on the outside.
I'm curious to see how much man coverage we're going to see today. I don't know if either of these defenses is confident enough to go mano-a-mano with these 2 dudes on the field. They're 2 of the best in the nation.
These cornerbacks aren't looking for man-to-man coverage. I can promise you that. They'd be like, give me some help over here. But we're going to see some split screens, and we're going to see who had more catches, who had more yards. We're definitely going to be breaking that down this game.
They're setting up the screen. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down. This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Washington sends out the punt team. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Bringing it back, it's Brown. They'll put a stop to that return as he gets it up to the 41-yard line. Michigan State has the ball back, and here comes the offense. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, David. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
Hit hard just down and just couldn't gain before the defense bottles him up.
I know the passing game sells, the passing game is exciting, but it's not exciting to get 5 or 6 yards of pop on the ground, but it will be very successful.
Back to pass, it's Childs. Got his man quickly. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. The Spartans with the 1st and 10. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a 1st down for this offense.
And that's why if you're the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
That's a really good tackle there, giving up some size and still making the play. And the Spartans have pushed it inside the 20. Keeping it on the ground with the single back. They get him on the ground, but it's a 1st down.
And I don't care if I get it by 2, by 20, by 30, by 40. I just want to get the 1st down, understanding the situation, understanding where the sticks are. Doesn't have to be sexy, but I got to make sure I get to that stick, get to the 1st down mark.
Touch pass on the jet sweep. And he'll be tackled, but there is a flag on the field. They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He's looking to throw. Using the back as a receiver on the screen.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play a wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
He's looking to throw. He's got it. Crisp execution in the passing game, and they've got it down to the 3. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. They'll try to pick up the 1st through the air. He makes the catch at the end zone. Touchdown, Sparty. I don't know exactly what the defensive coverage was, but it certainly wasn't part of the plan to leave him that wide open.
Well, I don't think they know what their defensive coverage was either. How do you leave that big guy open down here in the red zone? You know the quarterback loves the big tight ends in this area. Really poor job by the defense.
And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the 1st quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
Ball sitting right at the 30. It'll be 3rd and short. From the gun, wants to pass. Catch in the middle, it's Otten. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chains. They saw that blitz coming, and the way to get out of it is find the tight end.
Yeah, how quick did he see that, too? Sees the blitz, understands this is a matchup where I got my big tight end, the big fella I trust. I'm going to find that matchup, get him the football for the 1st down.
You know, runs like this oftentimes are like the boxer in a boxing match. Obviously, it's not a knockout punch, but these are body blows. And as the game goes on, these small gains are going to turn into longer runs.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Wide receiver shows motion. On 2nd down, wants to throw. Snagged in the middle. It's Boston. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the 1st down.
Really nice looking pinpoint throw there. And when I think back to Husky QBs, you think about Warren Moon, you think about Mark Brunell, the Heward brothers. What about Jake Browning? all made really good decisions. This guy, he's got a lot of arm talent, but he's also very smooth.
And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive player right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. 2nd and 10, he'll throw again. Got it in the middle, it's Holmes. And they finally haul him down, but not before the good catch and run. They've got it at the 36 on 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Going to try to pop one on the screen. They make the stop, but a good pickup there on 1st down.
Love the execution there in the screen. The running back shows pass protect. Last second turns around, so he's able to get the ball. The D linemen have already run past him. Now he can turn upfield for a big gainer.
And the Huskies will keep this drive going. The Huskies love these backs that can churn up yardage like a Corey Dillon and Napoleon Kaufman used to do.
Just guys that you can depend on, guys you can hand it to and know you're going to get really, really good production. Then what does that do? It opens up the whole offense and gets everybody jacked up into the set.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. On the run, it's Adams. And after the tackle, that will bring us to the end of the 1st quarter. That's the end of the quarter, and Michigan State has the lead. Really strong performance so far to be able to build a lead here in the 1st period as we look at the stats. Now facing a 3rd down as they line up after the break. From the gun, wants to pass. Working that left side. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Woo, boy, this freshman quarterback has a host, and he's seen that thing in there. The Huskies will snap it on 1st and 10. Run in the red zone, it's Adams. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one, 2nd and 8 coming up. These guys have taken some serious lumps in Big Ten play, and I want to see if they've become demoralized.
Yeah, I think you're going to find out a lot about their mental toughness here in this game because at the start of the season, they were hoping to compete in Big Ten play. They've had some bounces not go their way. They've had some guys get injured. And now is the time in this game right here that you can turn it around by getting a win.
And it's hard. Obviously, such a difficult conference. The Big Ten, you got to bring your A game so many times or else you do get beat. You've had some setbacks now.
He snares it in the end zone. Touchdown, Huskies.
That is so impressive. Not only was it a great catch, but also he made sure he had 1 foot in bounds to get the touchdown. Beautiful job.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
2 very different emotions. James Madison escaped with the victory, and I say escaped. Look, in college football, teams will take any win, but I think the Duke's fans there today could have done without this one being so close. The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings, and the other heads home licking its wounds.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a 1st down at the 37. New set of downs after that completion. Looking downfield, it's Childs. Quickly to the tight end. Put it right on him. Sweet play, good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the 1st down. The Spartans very efficient with this passing game.
You like that, Reese? You like that? I think so. This is an offense that, listen, when you've got a guy back there that can be efficient. Make no mistake, they're going to run the football, but when you get that Kirk Cousins guys, you start to really like the offense.
This quarterback right now is in a groove. He's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
This is what Spartan running backs do. They get behind their pads, they move the chains. Le'Veon Bell among many who've been great at that.
And Kenneth Walker, man, you pulled back a couple years ago, such a great season too. But just that's their physicality. That's the brand that they've had. That's what their coaches embrace. You know, not being the quote-unquote main team in their state, but they're going to hit you in the face and they're going to play physical.
Running behind that left side. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
Listen, you got to be able to know what play to call and what hole to go through. Like the line blocks for a certain hole. Good job getting through the hole, getting what was blocked, getting a nice positive gain, making your situation really good on the next down.
On 3rd and short, they'll try to convert through the air. Caught over the middle. It's Marsh. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up. From the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. They've marched to the red zone, and here they go. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down.
Love the physicality of this secondary on defense. That defender got to the football, was able to separate the receiver from the ball, and did it legally. Beautiful job.
Handoff from the gun. They'll pick up 5. It'll be 3rd and 5.
I like it. Just frustrate the defense. Get that 5 to 6 yards. Make them honor the run. Make them know that you're willing to run the football and run it effectively.
Snags it! And they wrap him up, but not before he gets enough on the catch for the 1st down.
Really nice play call there because the defense might have been thinking on 3rd and short in the red zone, they're probably going to run the football. Instead, they throw it, catch him off guard, and now they've got 1st and goal.
And you can forget running in the middle against this defense. The Spartans come to the line in the hurry-up. They're going to give him another chance on 2nd and goal. Just hammer it with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
And the extra point puts them on top 21-7. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
There's got to be a sense of urgency for this offense right now. They're trailing. They're going to be kicking off to open the second half. So they need points. They need to go tempo. Maybe that last 1st down gets them a little bit of confidence.
They'll go back to the ground. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down.
Nice run there on 1st down. You know, this is a running back that gets better as the game goes on. So they're going to want to make sure they keep feeding him the football, let him get lathered up.
He'll keep it himself. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. We've made our way to the 2-minute warning, and now they'll try to at least cut a little something off of this lead before the break. Trying to get to him. Get it out on the screen. And that's where they'll mark him, but a very productive play, and they'll move the chains. It's a 1st down. They'll stop the clock to reset the chains. Offense up tempo. He's going to pass. Got it in the middle. It's Boston.
Well, you haven't seen a lot of incompletions from this guy now in his last 2 games out. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. As a head coach, you got to love the fact that your quarterback is dialed in.
And he'll have to check his fillings after that lick, but he did get the 1st down. Washington has it and a fresh set of downs. Trying to find his man on 1st down. Setting up the screen. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there. Field gets a little tighter here in the red zone. Looking to throw it again. And he just threw that one away. Safe move, didn't see anything, lived to play another play.
Well, you haven't seen a ton of incompletions in this game, and that's good news for this QB. Obviously, he struggled his last game out. Part of that was the defense. Part of that was him not playing as well as he wanted to. But in this game, he really has been, for the most part, locked in, and that is a good sign for this offense.
Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. They've decided to try to go for the field goal here. Between the uprights, it's good. So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3 spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut them down. Offense hoping to play some good ball. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
But it was a nice job in play calling, too, David, just giving the quarterback some...
Out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
This offense is clicking, everything working together really well. Coordinator, quarterback, offensive line, good rhythm, good flow. Defense is going to have to find something to kind of mess up this timing they got going on.
He makes the catch. And this defense's head is spinning. He gets it down to the 27. This offense absolutely humming as they come to the line again. Comes out throwing on first down. Caught.
Football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on you.
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. The offensive line's got to get it together, giving up a sack on the last play, and now it's third down. Looking to throw for it. They're bringing heat. Grabbed in the middle. It's Marsh. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout called. They're not into threes. They want sixes. And to keep this drive alive, they'll need to get it on fourth down. That's a live ball. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover.
Well, it looked like he was going to get the first down there. You're the quarterback, you're the coach, you're thinking, all right, fresh set of downs. He's already looking at his play sheet, getting ready to dial up the next play, but not so fast, David. Defense comes away with a massive takeaway.
Huge takeaway, and think about it. You're trying as hard as you can to get him down, stop him on this fourth down, get the ball back. He gets the first down. It's a little bit demoralizing, but because you're running to the football, you get a hand on it, you get the football out. Now you get, it's like stopping him on fourth down anyways, because you got the ball and you're getting it back to your offense.
And the Spartans will kick it away to crank up the second half. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. Maybe adjustments or attitude adjustments, but they've got to find a way to run the ball at least some here in the second half.
I do think you said something that's important. I think running the football is an attitude. Like, it starts with the offensive lineman and being physical, having a nasty attitude. Running back, same thing. I think they need more of that in the second half.
You know, and I think again, if you're this defense, you have an opportunity to make a statement here. Yeah, I know you guys went in at halftime and you riled yourselves up and you told yourself that you think you can run the ball on us on this very...
Fires one high and deep. And it's incomplete after taking a shot on second down. They're staring at third. And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. Pressure coming. Fires to the big fella. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down.
Man, it's so nice to have a quarterback who doesn't flinch. You watch it, man. He's hanging in there, right? Hanging in there. Takes some time for those routes to get down the field. Gets hit as he throws it, but delivers the ball, a catchable ball down the field, and makes the big play. Nice toughness by that young man.
Makes the catch at the 20. And he's brought down after a huge completion. Washington right back to the line. Quick pass on the jet motion. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. This crowd rising up, sensing that its defense needs some help. They'll run play action. Immediately fires to the middle. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it 1st and goal at the 6. The offense threatening, close to the end zone now with a new set of downs. Turning to the running game on 1st and goal. Touchdown, Huskies! And here they come, almost all the way back. They'll line up to go for 2. Oh, the offense shows some life here and cuts into the lead with that score.
And, man, they needed it. They had to have something to go right. Listen, still down, but this is a great start to getting back in this ball game.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he takes this from inside the 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Michigan State has the ball back, and here comes the offense. As it turns out, the fumble on that last drive set up the touchdown, David.
And there's no bigger stat in football than turnovers. You turn the football over, they turn it into points. Jesse, that is not a recipe for success.
Good news, though, they get another chance, right? They can make amends with this drive right here. That's all that's important. You've got to execute, and you've got to lock in.
Dropping back, it's Childs. He tries to take the top off. Makes the grab on the right. Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38. That kind of play will put a jolt into a drive. It's 1st and 10 from just inside the 40. They're working that left side. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the first down. The Spartans come to the line with a fresh set of downs. He'll just keep slinging it. Catch in the middle. It's Gage.
I'll tell you, man, I love quarterbacks that have arm talent, but that can throw it accurately at the same time, and you saw all of it on that in route.
Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Takes the easy one to the back. And they knock him down, but he got past the line to gain. He is dealing on this drive, completed all 5 throws, and now they have 1st and goal.
Man, who needs balance when you got a guy like this? You trust him, getting the ball back in the pocket. The ball's coming out, spreading it around the field. Nice decision-making. This drive.
And he's going to take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan State. That touchdown grabbed the 25th of his career.
Not surprising either. When you've got this guy's ability at that position, quarterbacks are going to be looking for you. 25 touchdown catches, that's an impressive figure.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys that have been so big time. Big time moments, clutch plays, makes those contested catches. He's a guy that can do everything, and that's why he's putting up such great stats.
And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. The deficit here is just 10 points, David, so a chance to answer here.
Plenty of time left in this football game. No need to panic. This offense just has to put a couple drives together. And listen, the defense will get this back and get some stops called and get you the football back.
And I think here too, David, you have an opportunity to keep the pressure on the opponent. Yeah, they just went down and scored, but you score here, and this game's still tight. You keep their feet to the fire, so an opportunity here to keep applying that pressure.
3rd down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. The Huskies will be forced to boot it away. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Surprisingly makes a fair catch just outside the 40-yard line. Spartans have it back on offense, hoping to play some good ball. That last touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why this offense is so dangerous, David, because they can score in a hurry because of how efficient they are throwing the football.
And welcome to modern college football. That's what it is. Spread you out, find my playmakers, make quick decisions, and really put defenses in a difficult situation.
They want to run it left here. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. And the Spartans want to move quickly. On 3rd and short, the power run here. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Movement here from the tight end. They'll go to the ground. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
Hey, 5 to 6 yards a pop. I don't know if you guys are really good at math, but that usually equals a first down every couple carries. So don't forget about the run game. Keep them honest, pound that rock.
He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
Well, offensively, they knew they were going to have some matchups they could take advantage of in this one, and all of a sudden, this quarterback has now over 300 yards passing in the game. Defensively, David, he has got them on their heels.
Put up a day. And you got to get locked in the red zone. A lot of defensive coordinators, they'll tell you, we'll give up yards, but we got to understand what we're trying to get accomplished. Great job down here near the goal line. This defense bowing their neck up and getting a big stop.
To the air, it's Childs. Gets it out quickly. Touchdown, Spartans! What a grab and go for the score. How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5? If this dude were a kitchen knife, he would be slicing tomatoes so thin your in-laws would never come back to your house.
Well, that'd be a good thing. I don't know if I want my in-laws to come back anyways, but he's been on fire. He's been absolutely torching this defense. They've had absolutely no answers for him.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. One final play before the end of the quarter. They'll run it from the gun. And he was able to pick his way for just a few yards, and that'll wrap up the third quarter. No question they wanted to get the ball to their playmakers, and both receivers have come up big through 3. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. He's looking to throw. Reacted well to the tip, but just couldn't squeeze the football. Instead of the turnover, it'll be third down. From the gun, wants to pass. On target to the left. Nothing but green ahead. And he takes it all the way. They couldn't stop him. Touchdown, Washington.
Man, how hard is it to defend when you have a weapon like this at running back that can play wide receiver? You can design ways to get the football in his hand. Palmer, once you get it in his hands, he'll do the rest.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and oftentimes those are easier throws for quarterbacks. And these running backs, they're just naturally so good when they have the football out in space. Their vision, their creativity, their ability to make people miss. And this guy showed you right there a difficult guy to stop now if you're this defense moving forward.
Looking for a crease to the left. Got room at the 35. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
Good enough for first down.
To the ground with the back. Really nice run there. Good, solid pickup, and they'll move the sticks with a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
First down.
Leaves it with the back. Still running at the 40. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down, gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense.
The give to the single back. They'll get him on the ground after a pickup of 3 to the 28. 3rd and short from the 28. Let's see if this is 4-down territory or if they just pick up the first here. Dropping back, it's Childs. Zings it complete to the right. They make the stop, but the sweet throw and catch is plenty to give them a first down.
And you just get the feeling that this defense has to find a way to get off the field and get the football back at this juncture of the game, trailing late if they're going to win.
On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. Pull down after a gain of 5. It's at the 9-yard line.
And this is a perfect situation. This is a situation, if you asked me to be in before the game, the coaches would have been in heaven. I got the football. I got the lead on their side of the field. Nice gain on first down. Same exact.
Touchdown, Sparty! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. With that, the lead nice and comfortable, and they're cruising toward a 4-0 start. And that extra point is a big one as they now have a 3-possession, 17-point lead in the fourth. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
25.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll throw it on first down. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
At this point of the game in the fourth quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
Look, you can't take away everything, right? So you give them that and rally and make a solid tackle.
Yeah, and a lot of times in zone coverage, I like when I can get all the eyes on the quarterback. I like when I can see the routes and see him develop in the middle. And you could tell they had keys on the tight end. He wasn't going anywhere after he caught that football.
He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Fires into traffic, picked off. Looking for more room. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding the situation of football. It's fourth down. It's late in the game. You got a multi-possession lead. Take away all the deep stuff. Make them force the football into coverage. They do, and they stamp this game.
Power football with the run. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. We reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. They'll leave it with him. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior.
Well, they're going RPO. Nice job handing it off, and really good vision there, just getting what he can get, right? Puts his foot in the ground, gets forward, helps this offense find positive yards.
They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. To the air, it's Childs. Fires to the tight end. And he was just a couple of steps away from taking that one even further after the catch.
Well, this guy's been a go-to guy for this offense all game long. We've seen that, and here on a critical 3rd down late in the game with the lead, guess who shows up with another big one? That guy.
And he's able to bounce off one tackle, but still not a whole lot of running room. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They'll try the right side. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. You just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for it.
On 3rd and short, just trying to get enough for the first down. Touchdown, Michigan State! And the pummeling has started. They give themselves a little more cushion as they try to reel off their 4th straight win.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. First down here for the offense. He wants to start this drive with a pass. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game today.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. With the catch, it's Harris. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. This offense is like running a perfection drill in practice against air, chunk play after chunk play, and here they come again. That's reeled in. It's Adams. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain. Got the completion on the last play. Still some work to do on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Going for the big play. And it's picked off. And the senior just snatched the ball out of the air and gave it back to his offense.
This is a beautiful situation for the defense. When you're up by 2+ scores and you're in this situation, you know exactly what is coming. It's going to be a pass. They have to because the clock is their enemy. Great job playing pass, forcing the interception, almost putting the nail in the coffin.
He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. All business today for this ball club. They come out and they get the win.
And that's all that matters. It's not always pretty. You don't always do everything you want to do or check all the boxes. But at the end of the game, Jesse, you want that W.